Hey everybody, Tom Miller here. Really excited to spend just a couple minutes with you. My company, Leaders Building Leaders, where we believe that the principal's job, the school leader's job, is the most interrupted job on the planet. And our team, we act as an extension of your leadership team to help you execute on priorities and strategize for a long, sustainable future that results in high level academics, happy teachers, and great learning culture. So thanks for clicking on my video and giving me a couple minutes here today. I just want to talk about something that I've been helping some schools with, and that's raising student engagement through these three strategies. There's three easy strategies, and I guess I'll just start by saying, you get what you ask for. Okay, you get what you ask for, and so what I mean by that is when whether you're in brick and mortar or virtual learning environment, the class time goes very fast, and you as a teacher and you as a school leader, like, you're just trying to get through the lesson, right? You're just trying to get through. You're trying to get all this content taught because there's so much to teach in such a short time. And what I realize is that sometimes the teachers go so fast they don't check for understanding. They're just not even making sure that everybody's with me. They may ask, "Everybody with me?" Yeah, I'm with you. And especially in a virtual world, if the camera's off, kids just get to have like one of those, beaky buzzards, right? That is just, hitting the keyboard to let you know that I'm still there, like on The Simpsons. So what I want you to first do is I want you to think about, you got to start with the end in mind. Okay, begin with the end in mind. And what that means is, what are students going to know about the end of this lesson or the end of this unit? Whatever it is, start with the end in mind. And then you need to begin to plan backwards. Okay, you need to do a backwards design. What are all the skills, right? What's all the knowledge that my children are going to need to have by the time that we get to that point, right? And you got to know, like, what are the skills that they need? What are the strategies that they're going to have to be able to do? Because sometimes we try to get, kids to the top of the ladder, but we don't teach them these, bottom rungs, and we expect them to be able to get to the top, and they're going to have to somehow jump over these missing rungs of the ladder. So it's really good to just do a backwards design and then plan it out. Okay. So then once you've got your plan, then you have to have an understanding is, what questions am I going to need to ask, right? How am I going to check for understanding along the way? So what I'm seeing is a lot of teachers just saying, "Are you with me?" and put a yes in the chat box. And yeah, that's easy. I could just cut and paste yes and dropped it in there, right? Or give a thumbs up. That really doesn't mean engagement. It just means that I'm still there because that's what you asked me. And yes, I'm still here. Now, how do I check for understanding? Well, there's so many different ways to check for understanding. And typically, in a brick and mortar, it's easy. You're walking through and you can see over the shoulder and you're checking for understanding. When I was a teacher, when I coach teachers, like, I say, look, hey kids, your paper should look like my board. Everything should be exactly the same. So you have to teach these students all of these steps, all these things that you need them to do, right? How to take notes, and so you're telling them, be very direct. Do this, okay? Take this step. Write this down. Right? Whatever you want them to do, tell them specifically to do it. If you don't tell them, then technically they're still in compliance, right? Because I'm still here because that's what you asked me. Are you still here? Are you still with me? Or, hey, in the chat box, right? I want you to answer this question with, one of these, three answers, okay? And you can message me privately or you can do it publicly. It's your choice, whatever you want. So creating a safe space for them to do it. Or, hey, on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being I'm totally lost and 3 being I'm right there with you. Where are you with this lesson? Message me privately, tell me. And reward them for being open and vulnerable and transparent, okay? It's almost like in the classroom, it's like, I got it, I'm not sure, or no, I'm totally lost. I mean, you have to create this expectation and this learning culture in your class. You could do the same thing in your virtual class, doing live polls, having live, like, on the fly Google assessments. I mean, there's things that you could do to make this happen, okay? And then finally, have high expectations. Communicate and hold students to high expectations. This is the expectations during this lesson. This is what engagement looks like. And if you haven't taken that time to really have an understanding of what engagement looks like, you may need to start there as a teacher. This is what engagement is going to look like in this classroom, and then communicate those expectations to your students and show them all the ways that they can get there to match your level of engagement, your expectations. Okay, so have high expectations. So if a student is not answering, you got to call them out. Okay, remember, praise publicly, but correct privately. So that may need a one-on-one message to seek to understand of why they're not participating, why their camera's not off, or why they're not turning in their work. Um, but definitely praise the behavior you desire to see, and you're going to get more of it. And if you ask a student a question and they're not sure, give them their outlets. They can phone a friend, they could do all these things, but no opt-out. Say, I'm coming back to you, Tom. I'm going to ask Johnny, and I'm coming back to you. I'm going to give you more wait time. Or just as a teacher in general, you have to be comfortable with silence. You may just say, we're not moving on until I get 100% participation, everybody. And I'm still waiting on 3 more. Oh, I'm waiting on 2 more. Great, we got everybody. Good job. Okay? Create the environment you desire to see. Begin with the end in mind. Right? Check for understanding and communicate and hold students to high expectations. I hope this was helpful. If it was helpful to you, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, right? Give me a yes in the chat box. Share this out, like this video, do whatever it is that you need to do. Put your comment in the box. What's your best strategy for raise and engagement? If you want to learn more about what we do as an organization providing training, consulting, and coaching, you can go to our website at lbleaders.com. I believe in you. Keep leading every day. Have a great day.